Thank you. Madam Speaker and colleagues, I rise today in support of Senate Bill 608. I have heard and I understand some of the concerns that our colleagues have about this bill, but I have to say that based on the experiences of my district, I am supportive of the bill. So my office first began receiving calls from constituents experiencing mass evictions back in 2015. Since that time, we've worked with many of you to create an adequate response to this. It was at that time that we first began to see entire complexes being evicted, leaving residents with nowhere to turn. These evictions made without cause facilitated what has seemed like boundless increases in rent and homelessness. Many of the evicted had only 30 to 60 days notice before being displaced. And while many of the displaced were seniors living with assisted housing vouchers, because of federal regulations, those vouchers expire after 90 days if they don't have replacement housing. Home Forward, Multnomah County's housing agency, has had a great deal of difficulty resettling these seniors before that federal clock ran out. That left those folks unhoused and extremely vulnerable. This has created a real humanitarian crisis and a cost shift to our community and quality of life and in the tax dollars that are required then to try and find solutions to the displaced. We understand the financial responsibility that landlords have in responding within the limits of the law, but that means that lawmakers must step up to provide guidelines that address the spiraling crisis. And it's a crisis in East County, but it's also a crisis in Portland and in the rest of the state. Speaking with experts, it became clear that we need the guidelines that both address investments in new housing and a cooling off of an overheated eviction process so that we can allow tenants to find replacement living situations. After years of policy efforts and negotiations, the community has responded with a clear demand for action. The actions we've taken, from referring a constitutional amendment last fall to this bill, Senate Bill 608, as a couple of examples, all send a clear message to the people who have sent us here that we have heard them and we have the sincerity to reply with real substantive changes. So colleagues, again, I know it's not an easy bill, but I do support it strongly and I urge an aye vote. Thank you.